Episode 15. Rob, Drizzy Dre. What's
What's
up,
going
bro?
on? Oh, nothing much, man. Just a nice night of fights. Bellator's on. The Zone is on. And, yeah, man. And we got Fight Island tomorrow. So, I mean, that's a stacked lineup. It's a stacked little weekend we got.
Yeah, crazy weekend of fights, dude. They're all pretty much going at it. They're all competing for fucking screen time, huh?
Yeah. Well, speaking of screen time, I see you rocking the Red Sox jersey. What's going on with the MLB, man?
It's opening day, baby. Baseball's
Nice.
back, man.
Nice.
It's crazy.
That's big. That's huge.
Yeah, it is big. It's
That's fucking
extremely
huge.
big.
Oh my goodness! Now
They're
we
doing
got-
the social distancing shit, man. It's weird.
How's that working? I haven't really read too much about it, man.
I guess mostly they're just social distancing, like in the dugout when they're sitting next to each other. But the umpires are wearing masks, and that's pretty much it. So
That's,
not really, and other than the fact that 37,000 people aren't sitting in the stands, it's
So
pretty
there's
much the
not
same.
there's not one person in the arena, not one
Nope.
person at the stadium. Wow, nice. That should be good. I mean, baseball, obviously, the crowds make a huge difference, but compared to other sports, what do you think? I mean, who can really watch football without a crowd? I think I can watch baseball without a crowd.
Yeah, I could watch baseball without a crowd too, but football, hell no.
No,
Football,
it's impossible.
it's part of it's definitely part of the game for
Yeah.
sure, more than in other
Yeah.
sports.
Oh yeah. Well, either way, let's just be honest here, man. Thanks to the UFC, now sports have slowly started to come back. Boxing
Facts.
came after UFC, and this whole no crowd thing, and now we got the MLB. That's huge, man. That's crazy. Let's see. Tonight, are you gonna tune into the Zone?
Yeah, I'll catch it after. Probably hop on as soon as I can. The Bellator card starts at 7. What time do the fights start at 7 too, right? No, the fights start at 8. So
yeah. So you got a little bit of time, I guess. I mean, just a little bit, but I think. Well, oh yeah. Well, because wait, where's Bellator being televised? It's on the Paramount Network. You said.
yeah,
Okay. Yeah, they're not.
but it's also
wait.
it's also on the Zone too, so
Yeah,
you can watch either one.
I was just about to say that, man. And speaking of shit that I got confused. So from the last episode, just so the viewers know, and if I made a mistake, which I really did, I was kind of baked when I did this, obviously, but that Elvis Rodriguez, he was a southpaw and he knocked the guy out with a straight left, not a straight right.
It wasn't a right, it was a left?
No,
Okay.
It was a left. It was a 1-2, but it was a right jab with the left straight. So that was just one little edit that kind of thought about after we got on the show. I was like, oh, fuck, I totally got that shit mixed up, man. But that's what happens when you be smoking some apple pie.
It's okay, because I mixed it up too. So
Oh, man. Anyway.
it's all good. But anyways, let's get into tonight's card, bro. What's up with that shit? I see a couple of names that stick out to me. Fucking Shane Mosley Jr. Really? Damn, that's cool.
Shane Mosley Jr. Man, he's the co-main, right? That's I believe, right? He's the co-main or right beneath the main.
Yeah.
What's that? Yeah. 160 pound. I think he's fighting at middleweight, which is
they're fighting 160.
My favorite weight class. Not only being because I'm trying to fight at middleweight, but you got the biggest stars at middleweight, and he was on the Contender. So the last season of the Contender, I think he won the Contender. Yeah. Did he? No, it wasn't him. It was Brandon Smith. He just fought Jamal Charlo for the middleweight belt. But yeah, he lost in the finals. So Shane Mosley Jr. is bringing not only his father's name, to the fight, but he's definitely bringing a good recent run, I guess you can say, in pro boxing. So I don't know who he's fighting. Do you have it up right now?
Yeah, he's fighting Jeremy Ramos.
Jeremy Ramos. I've heard of that name before, but it's just another one of those fights where if Shane can go against a guy like that, Ramos is got a decent record, so it's going to be one of those fights.
11-8, yeah.
11-8. When I say decent, he's at least got a few fights.
Yeah, exactly. He's not a tomato can.
Not a good record. Yeah, he's not a tomato can, but it's not, he's not going against a world ranked contender. But this is kind of I guess you can say, an exposure fight for Shane Mosley Jr. because even though he's been on the contender and he's actually fought as an undercard on a Manny Pacquiao fight when he fought Jeff Horn on ESPN. So Mosley Jr. has been exposed to some eyes back then, but not as much as he would be right now on the zone. So hopefully we should see a good fight. He's a little bigger than his father, like physically and size wise. Like I said, he's a middleweight, so I think he's around like 6 feet, 6'1". So he's kind of a big boy. And I've seen a couple of his clips, a couple of his fights. Obviously saw the finals of the contender. So he definitely could fight. He's a big, strong kid. So that should be a good one for you to watch if you're able to catch that one. I definitely suggest that.
Yeah, I'll definitely tune into that one.
Yeah, I know that there's a couple of. Are there any other notable names on the undercard that I haven't elaborated on?
Let's see. We got Hector Valdez versus Jose Morales, and then there's the WBC Silver Female Lightweight titles on the line.
Yeah, they're
Shanisha Estrada versus Miranda Adkins.
Okay, I've never heard of either of them because these female stars. Yeah, the female stars in boxing at least are a little more fresh name-wise. They're not like female UFC fighters yet, where they're a little more popular. But right. Yeah, I mean those undercards. I'm not familiar with any of those names, but definitely the Mosley Jr. one and the main card, Virgil Ortiz. I sent you a little clip of his fight. It was his 14th fight. Did you catch a little bit of it?
Not yet, but I will watch it.
Okay, no worries. Yeah, so I mean he knocks the guy out, I believe, in round number 9. So obviously he's coming in 15-0 with 15 knockouts. He's going against what was that? Vargas. What? I know. Yeah, I brought him up last time, but he's from he's fought in Canada, this Vargas, and he's a little more obviously experienced with the amount of pro fights he's got. His record's not terrible. I think he's got 31 wins.
31-5-2. Yep.
31-5. Yeah. So this is going to be Virgil Ortiz's biggest test. And it's gonna be a legit test because even though he's 15-0 with 15 knockouts, this is a strong. He's a pretty big guy for this division. He's not tall. What's that called? Vargas, that is. But he's definitely more tested than Ortiz at this point. And if Ortiz can knock this guy out, doesn't matter if it's the 12th round. If he can knock Vargas out, it definitely, in my opinion, shows that Virgil Ortiz is one of the best 147-pounders right now. I wouldn't say top 5. I'd say eventually in the top 10 because we got a lot of good guys in that division. So this is a big fight to pay attention to, especially for like a new fan because it's the 147-pound division. So it's the most popular division in boxing. You got the biggest names, obviously Manny Pacquiao. I'd bring up Floyd, but Floyd's retired, but you got big names in that division. So Virgil has a great chance of becoming a world champion at that weight class and some big fights happening. So big fights to pay attention to tonight. You get to see a real big 147-pounder, but a young, like I said, only 22 years old, man. So that's going to be a fun one. And we'll definitely be watching it. I gotta shoot you the zone link for that one. So I got
for sure, bro. Yeah, I'll definitely tune into that shit. It sounds like an interesting fight card.
What's Bellator's main? It's
Pettis'
brother, right? Yeah.
Bandejas, yeah.
Okay,
They're
cool.
Apparently that's a bantamweight title eliminator. So
yeah,
hopefully
nice.
Pettis. I don't know either of them, to be completely honest.
Hey, this is a good topic since we brought it up in the beginning. Okay, with all these fucking COVID situations with the way they're handling the dugout situation in the MLB, with obviously the umpires all masked up, everyone masked up, but same in fighting and all that combat, all the combat streams. These masks, I don't think they're gonna fucking prevent so much, protection that most people would really think, because I know everyone's getting tested, but the level of exposure people have, I mean, you got to be completely isolated to not have anything on you. And then even though you come to an event and you're all masked up, that shit can still be passed around just from you having outside fucking contact. So like sports, doing these COVID contingency plans and these protection with all their staff and employees, it makes sense to a certain point. But to me, a lot of it's just for show, to be honest. Because, I mean, sports is complete human contact, man.
Absolutely. I completely agree. They're not doing it because it's protecting them. They're doing it because they have to.
And it's for show, man. It's for show. And you know what? So be it. I don't mind if this has to continue for a while. But that's just my take. Because I know that, everyone's got to obviously be tested. I don't know, what was the MLB's policy? Obviously, all the team players that are active right now have to be, is that called, test and test negative and be cleared for it, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they pretty much did it like everybody else. They kind of did a bubble thing, tested everybody, and the players that didn't get tested got shipped out.
Yeah.
Or the players that didn't pass, I'm sorry. Not the players that didn't get tested.
So what did you see, like some numbers for it? Like, were there a bunch of players in each team that got sidelined because of the fact that they tested positive?
I think they only had 17 players total out of the entire MLB.
Wow, that's impressive.
Positive, so that's actually pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really impressive.
But I'll double check that.
Promise you this, dude. I guarantee you this, that, and not to be cynical, but I mean, I think a lot of people, more people than we realize, have it. And I know that sounds so basic, but I think a lot of people have it that know about it, that they know that they have it, and also that they don't know that they have it, because the fact is that stuff can get passed around so easily. I can guarantee you there are people getting tested that don't even want to admit that they got it.
That's it. Have tested. So since they started training camp, 15 more players have tested. So that's like 83 total.
83 that tested?
Yeah.
Positive?
That's not. Yeah, out of the entire MLB, that's not terrible.
No, those rosters are massive. So I mean, that's pretty solid. Mm-hmm. I guarantee you this, bro. Marijuana's the cure for it.
I said it. That's why I haven't got it, and that's why you passed your test.
Hey, yeah, yes, it's the cure. That's the fucking cure.
Because both my brothers have been exposed to that shit, and I have not gotten it.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Ladies and gentlemen, I joke around about this all the time with my girl, and she thinks I'm crazy, but I'm like, marijuana is the cure. Marijuana is the cure.
Totally fucking is, dude. It creates antibodies for you.
Hey, I agree with that logic. I agree with it.
Yeah.
There's logic to it, but you know what? People are just gonna call us silly little stoners or misinformed. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hey, do you remember Steve-O from Jackass?
Yeah, I do.
He fucking tested positive for antibodies, and he had no symptoms. He didn't even know he had it.
Wait. So he tested positive for antibodies, but he did have it, and he obviously developed his antibodies, and then he didn't even know at this point.
So he recovered from it without even knowing he had it. That's fucking insane. Dude.
Of course. That's why I said, like, I'm like, there's a lot of people that don't know that they do, and like some of them are fortunate enough to go through this whole situation and not know about it because they've developed antibodies. I mean, it's obviously happening, but on what scale? Who knows? I didn't do enough reading about it, but all I know is that it's happening for sure. Steve-O though has been through a pretty abusive ordeal with his body, going through some shit. So I wouldn't be surprised if that man developed antibodies, dude.
For real.
That guy's one of the first ones to do it, and I'm sure he smokes plenty of ganja.
Oh yeah, he definitely
I'm sure
smokes
he's
some
good.
ganja. He has to.
Oh man, what's the deal in Vegas right now, man? How's everything going up? Well, has things actually been closing back down? Because I know in California, 50% of the gyms have.
Yep, shit's closing back down out here too, bro.
Really?
It's crazy.
That's interesting.
UFC's still able to go on though, so that's good.
Oh yeah, of course. They're not gonna whatever they have for the sporting events. Obviously, UFC is the only one. I mean that's their city, but no, I'm not surprised that they're not gonna shut it down. I'm sure that the gyms are though. I know the gym's been opening back up. I got to get back to fucking low key training, man. This is bullshit.
Yeah, dude, you do have to go back to low key training.
I mean, just for the people out there, yes, I have a home gym, but it's like it's hard to bring in sparring partners all the time. You know, coaches.
Yeah.
It's hard to bring my coaches up here because I live freaking 2 hours in the mountains. So like,
yeah, they got to drive up a fucking hill.
Yeah, they got to drive. Yeah, so that's my low key training. I mean, I know there's a lot of guys that are not as fortunate to have that even at their disposal, and I know that there's some fighters and coaches that are still using facilities on the low. But man, this low key training situation is bullshit, dude. Like it's just the sparring for me that's what sucks, because you got to set up sparring more fucking secretly and then have the right facility, and this is what every fighter is going through. See, this is what's crazy, and like no one's really bringing up, not even ESPN, but these events that we're seeing, UFC, Top Rank, now we're going to see Golden Boy, DAZN, so they're putting up all these cards, and they're putting up stacked cards. I mean, UFC had what, 10 fight cards? Like, I mean, these are big fucking cards.
Yeah, and this weekend's 15.
Yeah, 15.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit! What time's the fucking telecast start? Like 1 p.m? I mean, fuck.
It's got to start at it has to, dude. I'm gonna look it up right now, but I'm pretty sure it starts probably around 2.
Well, with the
fucking
time
5 o'clock.
Too.
What? Oh yeah, because they're
the Dubai the Abu Dhabi time difference.
Yeah. Oh, that's the main card. The main card starts at 5, so it's got to start at 1. Prelims start
at least 1. With that many bouts, yeah. But what my point was bringing up that for all these UFC and boxing events is you got these stacked cards where there's a ton of fighters fighting, like it was just normal, but more than 50% of those fighters not only don't have the type of money these main eventers do, where they can actually buy out a gym space and use it as their own private place, or even use a home gym, but most of these guys don't even have home gyms to use that don't have access to facilities. So this is what ESPN and these other people are elaborating, is how are these guys training right now and still able to fucking fight at the high level of these fucking telecasts? And people gotta really cherish this fucking time, because these fighters are still making it happen, bro, with minimal sparring partners.
That was Stipe's.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that was Stipe's issue. The reason it took them so long to make this fucking trilogy fight with DC is because he wasn't able to train for a while, apparently. Or that's what he said.
Yeah.
DC told him to fucking shell out the cash for a home gym.
Yeah, fuck yeah. Make your promoters pay for it. Are you kidding me? That's the only way. That's the only way it'll be right. Because they're paying you to fight. Well, you're paying for me to train during this pandemic. And so people really gotta understand. Hey, by the way, it's a little fuzzy right now.
No, go ahead. Yeah,
it's a little fuzzy. The sound, kind of like spotty a little bit. I don't know if it's my mic.
I have no fucking clue, dude. It sounds good to me. I can hear you fine, so it's good.
Cool.
All right.
Perfect. Shit. Anyway, but yeah, no. So that's the thing that I bring up, this low key training situation, is because Now we're back to full low-key training status for all, for every fighter. That's my term for it. Uh, if someone's got a better name for that, let me know. But this low-key training situation now, back to fucking phase one. They're still putting more fights out, man. So people gotta appreciate the fact that these fighters are still coming ready, man. Still able to get ready without facilities, without adequate sparring partners, and sometimes even their coaches. You know what I mean? I know some coaches are pulling out of their fighters' corners. Like tonight, the main event, Virgil Ortiz, his regular head coach is pulling out of his corner, and thankfully his father was his coach coming up, through the ranks, so his father is able to fill in that position. But imagine if your only head coach was pulling out of your corner on fight night. I mean, that would be. I wouldn't know what to do, to be honest. Like I wouldn't be worried, and obviously it's me in there, but at the same time, man, you had that strategy going to the point. The strategy was every time I'm in the break, I get to talk to my coach and we get to break it down, and I get to do this. You know what I mean? As a fighter, that means the world. So, yeah, we'll see, man. It's gonna get interesting again to see how this phase one and phase two situation comes back, because we're getting more fucking fighting events. That's the crazy part. UFC's not backing down, obviously.
No, they're not going to fucking back down. They have cards set all the way to fucking October.
Yeah, you showed me that. That's insane. They're fucking ready. And what is it? Two telecasts a week?
Yeah, they do Wednesday and Saturday cards.
That's insane. Dude.
And they have Contender Series on Tuesday nights. So we're going to have fights Tuesday, Wednesday, and Saturday.
So where's the Contender Series going to be filmed at? At the Apex?
Oh, they're going to Apex, yeah. So that's how they're able to do fights there, too.
Wow. Fun fact, I didn't know Robert Whittaker was on one of those, wasn't he? He was on one of the... No, he wasn't on the Contender Series. He was on Tough, right?
Correct. Yeah, he was on Ultimate Fighter.
I know that there was a few decent names out now that came straight out of that Contender Series.
So how's Sean O'Malley. Basically, it's kind of similar to Tough. What they do is they just find fighters pretty much with records that they like, or they have people send in videos, or they track people down on Instagram or whatever. Basically, and then they make a fight card, and it's no drama. So they just took out the reality show side of it. So now it's just strictly fights. It's cool.
Nice. Hey, have you ever seen the Tap Out show back when they had it? It was I think it was on FS1 or wherever WEC used to broadcast on, and it was obviously when Tap Out, the brand, was like getting super popular, and every fucking kid in school was wearing Tap Out. But the three guys that obviously owned and operated Tap Out, I know I'm gonna get fucking ridiculed for this, but I totally forgot their fucking names. One of them died in his Ferrari. Well, anyway, long story short, they used to just go around the country, just the three of them. I think they were in like their fucking big ass RV or like their tour bus, and they would go around the country and scout MMA fighters with decent records, or like just coming up, or even I think most of them already made their pro debuts, so they had like a couple of fights under their belt, but they would scout these guys, come to one of their fights, and like pretty much sponsor them up if they liked what they saw, dude. That was a pretty cool show. Cool. UFC did some shit like that. Yeah,
that would be fucking.
It was an old show. It was back in like 2000 and dude, it was like 2007, 2008, 2009. So to all those fucking dedicated MMA fans out there, I know you guys remember Tap Out the show. I think it was Tap Out. It was just called Tap Out.
I'll have to see if I can find it on YouTube. That'd be sick to watch.
Yeah, there's some good shit, and like there's a couple of decent named stars. I think a couple of them made them to the UFC that were featured on that show. So yeah, that'd be a good one to watch. But man, UFC is fucking killing the game, dude. That many fights per week, I can't wrap my head around that. That's insane.
It is insane. I don't know how they're able to pull it off.
You know why? Because most of their fighters still train at the UFC gym facilities all over the United States.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like the UFC had that as a contingency plan. Put all these facilities all over the world, or at least all over the United States, and because even though the COVID restrictions are fucking happening again, the UFC people don't understand. The UFC can be like, well, I've got this gym in this city, and I've got a fighter that lives there. He's getting ready for one of these cards, so you got to permit him to use the facility and like a certain amount of coaches and this and that. So a lot of the times these guys get what's that called? I guess you can say paperwork. So if they are ever caught at a gym that's obviously UFC gym, and they've got at least like 3 guys that are allowed to be with them, and they let's say the police stopped by and saw that, they were still able to use that facility. I'm not gonna fucking give any information out, but I know of a couple of facilities like that, and I know a couple of big name fighters that are obviously still having that access even during the beginning of fucking lockdown. Those are lucky fighters to be. Oh fuck! Can you hear me?
Yeah, I want to talk about Robert. Yeah, I can hear you. I want to talk about Robert Whittaker real quick.
Yeah, let's bring that up.
But shit. What the fuck did I want to say about it? Oh, so his keys to victory is I think he's gonna fucking obviously I don't think he's gonna win this fight, but I think he could win if he's able to be patient,
Okay.
use his combo striking, and if he doesn't just stick to one aspect. If he is able to mix all of his skills together, because he's really good on the ground. He has great jiu-jitsu. He's able to he'll be able to capitalize there if he's able to get it there until the ground. So he's got to use his entire skill set to win.
I don't see it. I like his stand-up. He's got a surprisingly good left hook, in my opinion. He's got a great sneaky he kind of tucks his head down when he throws that high left hook, and he catches a lot of guys with it. But in your opinion, and I can only say so much about the striking aspect, but do you think if he was at his best, Robert Whittaker that is, do you think he can hang with Till on the feet, like on the stand-up?
As long as he avoids Till's left hand, yeah.
Yeah,
but he's got to be able to. He's got to have an answer for it, and I just don't think he has the answer for it anymore. I mean, maybe he's rejuvenated now, so I kind of like it, and she didn't feel like fighting anymore, and now all of a sudden she feels like fighting again and going for the belt and this and the other. Robert Whittaker's kind of going through the same thing. So, I mean, he has a shot to win, but I really don't think he can keep up with Darren Till on feet enough, which is why he has to get it to the ground.
Because, I've seen, but obviously prior to the Izzy loss that he just had and lost the title, but leading up to that fight, Whittaker was pretty aggressive on the stand-up part. Like, he's pretty good. I mean, he's obviously, in my opinion, he strikes like a really good wrestler. Like how a wrestler can get really good at boxing and stand-up and obviously kickbox and Muay Thai. That's what Robert Whittaker looks like to me, because he's still got, that square stance, kind of blitzes, kind of walks forward with it. But he's great with his hands, man. And, he's got some good kicks. Like, he's got surprisingly good stand-up. But I've seen tapes on obviously Till, and obviously Till's background too as a Muay Thai fighter. Because I can see how Till, and you're right, how you're saying that he needs to get it down on the ground and try to take it to that arena. But Robert Whittaker, will he be stupid enough to try and stand and bang with him? Because he's done that in a lot of fights. Like he's obviously he likes exchanges. He's not scared. He's not like one of those guys that just go for a double leg or go straight to the ground. So is he gonna? You know what I mean? Because what happened in the Izzy fight? There's a good example of what what his thought process was too.
That's how I think it's going to go. He tried to stand and bang with Izzy, and it didn't work out.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
That's why I originally picked second round knockout. But now he's saying he's been working on his ground game when he started to come back and shit. So that's why I changed it to decision, because I think he is going to end up reverting back to going back to the ground and being able to control somebody that way instead. Because striking wasn't the answer for him. It lost him the belt. But he did go 10 rounds with Yoel Romero. So, I mean, he does have good striking.
Yeah, he does.
But I don't think it's on par with Darren Till's.
No. But this is the question, too. How good is Darren Till on the ground? I mean,
not good.
Exactly. That's what I was just about to say. That. So, I mean, it's kind of a dangerous thing for Till, because I know that you and I are both saying Till's gonna handle him on the stand-up game, and he's gonna take him down from that aspect. But a lot of these guys like Till, where they haven't had a good track record on the ground, I don't know, man. If Robert Whittaker really has changed his game plan and his, like you said, he's a little more refreshed, and he really does decide to take this man on the ground, he might manhandle Till on the ground, dude.
Yeah, and his takedown defense, I mean, Till has 82% takedown defense. So as long as he can keep it on the feet, he can win. But
and to all the MMA fans out there,
Whittaker could pull it off. If he able to do that shit.
Yeah, and we're just hypothetically talking about this shit. That's why Robbie's bringing up the stats, because I know you guys are, every fucking little thing we say, you're probably getting on our asses about it. But this is how you break down a fight, motherfuckers. You feel me?
But yeah, Izzy walked down fucking Whittaker. I think they have similar builds and they have similar fighting styles, so I think Till's going to be able to walk him down. But I think Whittaker has the power to get him to the ground, which obviously wasn't Izzy's game plan.
Yeah, exactly.
But if it came down to it, I don't think Izzy's ground game's that strong either.
No, not compared to guys like Whittaker or other guys in that 85 division. No, I mean, we all know Izzy's a stand-up guy, and also, even a lot of these stand-up guys, though, they do have good takedown defense. Like Till statistics, that's pretty solid, 82%. But it's because they're good on their feet. So a takedown defense, as long as you got great balance in the stand-up, you're always going to be ready to catch a shot and also defend your legs. So, I mean, we'll just have to see. But you know what? I think Izzy definitely wants that Till fight. If he had to choose, if he once he gets through Costa, which he will.
Oh yeah.
And if Till can have a fucking just a world-class night and really, really manhandle Whittaker in all aspects, but especially in the stand-up department, Izzy's going to be wanting that fight. That's going to be a fight that he's going to be asking for, bro.
Oh, yeah, they're already talking Till versus Adesanya. Excuse me, Till wins. But if Whittaker wins, they're not going to give him the immediate rematch.
No,
it would probably go to somebody else. I don't know who.
Yeah, I don't see that happening. I mean, I know that he went all five, he went the distance with Izzy, but I don't think people want to see that fight. Maybe I'm mistaken, but as a casual MMA fan walking into
the second round.
Yeah. Oh man, no, definitely not. Izzy's just getting better. Izzy's getting better.
For sure. But anyway, bro, I think what time of year is the fight start at 8?
I believe so. Yeah, the zone.
Okay, so the zone starts at 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, it starts at 7, I think.
All right, cool. Well, fuck it. I'll shoot you the details on that one, and then you can log on to that.
Okay. Yeah, dude, sounds good. All right, everybody. Enjoy the fights. Fucking thanks for tuning in. Follow us on Instagram. Check us out on fucking not SoundCloud. God, we may get on SoundCloud though.
Oh,
Spotify,
shit.
Apple Podcasts, and I guess SoundCloud's coming it's coming soon since I said it.
Putting out a mixtape. He's gonna put out a mixtape on SoundCloud too. Catch that shit.
Yeah, all my tongue twisters in a fucking compilation.
All right, people. Catch the fights. We'll talk to you later.
All right, everybody. Enjoy the weekend. Catch y'all later. Peace. We're out.